Hi, I'm in my backyard today. Hopefully you can hear me over the air conditioning. It's a whopping 92 degrees in Northern California at just about 10:30 a.m. It's supposed to be 101 today. Yesterday it got as high as 104. So I'm trying to get my filming in early in the morning. Unfortunately, it's not early enough. So if I'm sweating up a storm by the end of this video, that's why. I wanted to come out here and just talk about the new tarp that I got. If you've seen the hail and char video, you'll know that I've been thinking about getting a tarp for quite a long time. I didn't pull the trigger, but getting caught in that hailstorm with my friend Roger, I decided that I would go ahead and pull the trigger. Just so, you know, in a situation like that where I'm caught in a thunderstorm or caught in a hailstorm with somebody else, that I actually have some cover that I can put up for the both of us. And I've also been thinking more and more about doing a little more bivouac overnighters. So basically sleeping without a tent, and usually when I do that without rain cover. But I'm thinking, maybe it might be a good idea to have some rain cover. So anyway, I scoured the internet looking for tarps, and I decided on the REI quarter dome SL tarp. Now, the reason I decided on this tarp, really, I mean, there are a lot of great tarps out there, and I'll throw a link in the description to Yama Mountain Gear website, which I think, from what I found, really has the best tarps out there in terms of the materials that are offered, the fact that they're customizable. The only reason I didn't go with a Yama Mountain Gear tarp is probably because of the price range. The tarps are super light, and at this point in time, I don't really feel like I need a super light premium tarp. I'm sort of looking for, or I did look for, the best lightness to price ratio, and when I saw that the REI quarter dome was on sale, that was basically a no-brainer. From what I can see, based on what I saw out on the internet, on Amazon, on different outdoor websites, this was the best bang for the buck. It's normally a $150 tarp, and I got it for like $104. So from a weight to cost ratio, it was basically the best that I saw out there. REI says that the tarp itself is 12 ounces, and on the website it says that the whole package, and the tarp includes stakes and guy lines. The REI website says that this whole package deal is 18 ounces. And that's a lot to carry. 18 ounces, I think, is a lot to carry. 12 ounces, not so much. So I've got my scale out here, and let's see what my scale says. Now, my scale has it as 1 pound 4 ounces. So we're looking at 20 ounces. That's a lot of weight. Okay, so it's actually heavier than what REI is billing it as. Let's take a look at the contents. Now, the tarp says it's 115 inches by 115 inches, and what I was looking at, I was looking for something that was around 10 by 10 feet square. I have read online that this is actually 4 inches less than what it's billed at. We'll take it out in the front yard, and we'll measure it later. Let's see what we got on the inside. Okay, so we've got the stuff sack, of course, and the stuff sack has this paper stuff in it, right? And again, for me, weight is always a premium, so this is coming off. Just gonna tear it or cut it right off, and that's an extra, I don't know, half an ounce or something that I'm not gonna need. The paper insert gives instructions on different configurations for the tent setup. But again, this is something that, with practice you'll learn, and you won't need to carry it with you. We've got this kit here, which is in itself, 6 7/8 ounces, so that's about 7 ounces. So the tarp itself, and I presume this is only the tarp, yep, looks that way. Tarp itself is 12.5 ounces. And then inside this little stuff sack, we've got these guidelines, which look to have a reflective stitching in it, which is great. Or, well, it's good or not so good, depending on how stealthy you want to be at night. And there are a lot of guy lines. So, geez, how many are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we got 8 guy lines, which are coming out at 3/8 of an ounce each. It's supposed to be 6 stakes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 stakes. So that's more than his build. And the stakes are coming out at 3/8 of an ounce as well. So, you know, I'll take this out and I'll try to figure out what configuration I want to use. I mean, the reason I got a 10 by 10, or I wanted a 10 by 10 square tarp, is because, you know, there are multiple configurations that you can do, from a simple lean-to version to something that actually folds up and looks more like a tent. So once I figure that out, I'll have a pretty good idea of how many tent pegs I want to carry with me. These stakes, I typically find that these stakes in this general design are pretty good. They're light and they're strong, so you know, whether I take these out with the tarp or not, I'm happy to have some extras of these, because these are going to be handy. So let's take the tarp out into the front yard and let's see how big it actually is. Okay, here we are. So decided the grass is still wet out front, so I decided to go into the back patio. And from what I'm seeing, when I pull the tarp tight, I'm getting 112 inches. So it is roughly 9 feet 4 inches square. As you can see, it has tie-down points at each corner, in the center, and then in each quarter. So 5 tie-down points per side. It's very thin material. It's billed as a sill nylon tarp, so it's a ripstop nylon with a silicone coating. It is waterproof. Color-wise, I think it was billed as a gray, but it looks more to me like almost like a pale OD green. You can see that in the center it also has a tie down, which is going to be handy. I can use that to pull the back of the tarp back when I've got it set up, and give myself a little bit more headroom. So yeah, so this is the REI quarter dome SL tarp, and I'm quite pleased with it. I'll be taking it out, and I'll film some different configurations when I go out and do some testing with it, and then I'll decide from that, based on that, you know, what type of configuration that that I'll carry as standard, and what I'll need. But yeah, so base weight is going to be 12.5 ounces, and then each 3 stakes or tie downs that I include, that'll be an additional ounce. I doubt that I'll be carrying all of the stuff sacks. What I will likely do is just roll up the stakes and the tie downs within the tarp itself, and then just you know, either put a rubber band around it, or put a loop and hook type of band around it, and carry it that way. So I save myself a few ounces. I hope you enjoyed that quick look at the REI Quarter Dome SL Tarp, and thanks for watching.